Count on
Speaking
that one
of
happening.
speaking of Manchester City,
There we go.
let's get to some Champions League matches, shall we?
They played. They
They
did.
did, but we're going to start in Bavaria as Bayern
Okay.
Munich took on Lazio. They were down 1-0 after first leg, came back and thrashed Lazio
They
3-0.
did.
Yeah.
Probably saved Thomas Tuchel's job there.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen a more dominant performance in the Champions League this season?
From any team or from Bayern Munich?
From any team.
Yes. Manchester City has definitely crushed some teams this season. Arsenal thrashed PSV first game. You might remember that one
Yeah.
at the Emirates. So yes, there have been some thrashings, but in this round,
Yeah.
probably not. I mean, again, Man City against Copenhagen.
Yeah. I mean, that one, same scoreline both matches. So, but as for the goals, how good was Matthias Delict's volley for the second? Even though Thomas Mueller stole the goal from him.
Well, wasn't going in, so probably not very good. He struck it well. Don't
It
get
was,
me wrong. He
I
struck it
was I was
sweetly,
not expecting that. I will
and it
say that.
just takes that boop little glance off Thomas Mueller, man, goes right into the net. But yeah, I almost felt bad. It's like, damn, that's too bad for you, Delict, because he was
Right.
running off like he did score it.
And then Harry Kane with 2 poacher finishes. Is what we've known to expect from him for now. 36 goals this season. I don't know if
Probably
this is
more.
updated.
Nope, he scored one at the weekend.
Yeah, and Mbappe, I think, also scored this weekend. So, De Jong, I don't know if he scored this weekend. And then Victor, was it Gyökeres?
Killing it, yeah, for
Killing
Sporting.
it. Yeah. So, I mean, all four of them, up there near the top of the Golden Boot charts. I mean, I got to ask, who's your pick?
Kane or Mbappe.
Who do you
Kane's just
think
scoring
is going
goals
to win
for
it?
fun in the Bundesliga, man.
Yeah.
He set a record this past weekend. He has scored the most goals for a striker in a single season in his first season as a new player to the league.
Yeah. And he's already eclipsed his total from Tottenham last season, so which I think was 31, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, I think he's at 31 or 32 right now
Yeah, yeah.
in the Bundesliga.
And
Just
just in the Bundesliga. That does not count
yes.
Champions League. So, yeah. And then another record, Manuel Neuer with a clean sheet levels Iker Casillas' clean sheet record for the Champions League most all time. I mean, where does he rank amongst the greatest goalkeepers in this competition?
So I was looking at this. Obviously, look at some of the greats: Iker Casillas, Gigi Buffon. I'm putting Neuer first, man.
Yeah.
When you look at the clean sheets,
Okay.
he did it in less games to get steal the record, and he also had less goals conceded than all the other players. So the least amount it took him the least amount of games to get it, and he let in the least amount of goals.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm
Who
gonna put him
has
number one.
who has the most Champions Leagues though out of all of them?
Oh yeah, Casillas for sure.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with Casillas as number one. I think Neuer number two, but only because of trophies in said
Not actual
competition.
clean sheets, huh?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
But there has been some great ones, as you mentioned. Gigi Buffon should always be mentioned in that conversation. Been some great ones over the years, but congrats, Manuel Neuer, on yet another record for him. All right. Next up, we had Real Sociedad taking on PSG. PSG leading 2-0 after the first leg, win this one 2-1. And the Mbappe show continues, my friend, as he gets a brace and they cruise to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, how good was that first goal, man?
Oh, oh, very Henry-esque, I will say. And then to
Just
see the breakdown from TT himself right afterwards, explaining what he was thinking, every young striker should watch that.
yeah, it was beautiful. Shifts it onto that right foot curler.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And
I mean,
honestly, if it wasn't for Sociedad's keeper, Ramiro, I think he should have had 4 in this
he
match.
came up with some saves, man. He was keeping Sociedad somewhat in this game.
Yeah. And then, we'll talk about the draw a little bit later. But, I mean, with 46 in his career in the Champions League, Mbappe goes above Didier Drogba for 16th all time. I mean, he's only 25 years old, pending transfer to Real Madrid. Do you think he could break Cristiano's record of 141?
No,
Why?
because he would have to score 13 goals per season for the next 7 years.
Okay. Well,
I
I
don't.
will let me explain to you this new format and how many games they'll be playing. Because he potentially play 2 extra matches next season if he makes it to the final. Play 8 group games. Max games you could play in the whole tournament is 15 to 17, as 6 in the group stage and 13 total in this season. So I think personally he can. Will he? With that Real Madrid
Well,
side, I
that's a
probably
BS
can.
answer you just gave me, man. Can he? Of course he could. I could too if I all of a sudden went to join a football team in Europe and was playing in Champions League. But I
Well,
don't
that's what
want
I'm
to hear if
saying.
he can. I want to hear, do you think he will?
No.
Obviously, every player playing in the Champions League can break that record, but
I
will
just
he?
the only reason I don't think he will is just because injuries.
And that's what
That's
I'm saying.
that's why.
It's hard to be that consistent for that many years and,
Will
and
he
to
be?
score that many goals. It's difficult. And so
I,
no,
I think I still
I
think
don't
he'll
think
be
he'll do
close
it.
though. I
He
think
might
he'll
be
be close.
close,
Yeah.
but who cares about being close? We want to know if he's going to break it.
And I guess it'll all depend on, how long he plays in Europe, right?
That's
Like
another big factor,
he'd be
yeah.
32 if he did that for the next 7 years. I mean, Ronaldo did it till he was what, 36?
Yeah, but he's that
So,
outlying freak of nature, man, who did it
yeah,
forever. Still
and
doing
never
it.
gets hurt. So, all right, back to PSG as a whole. If they play like this for the rest of the tournament, how far do you think they can go?
Depending on, well, we know who they play. I think they could get knocked out next round.
Okay. They did get a very favorable half of their draw. So, they do have a chance of making it to the final,
They do
depending
have a
on
chance. I will say
depending on
they have a
how.
good chance.
Yes.
But I also think, I mean, it's Champions League, man. It's all good teams left. So
Right. All right. Let's get to Real Madrid and RB Leipzig. 1-0 to Madrid in the first leg. Leipzig tied this one 1-1 at the Bernabeu. Odd approach from Ancelotti, starting with 4 center midfielders. Should they have started Rodrigo in this match?
oh, we brought him on, and he made a
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah. And
Honestly,
then,
Leipzig should feel hard done, man. I think they could have got something from this game and potentially
right?
progressed.
Dude, they should have had at least 1 or 2 in the second half and scored at least 1 in the first half.
It's just
Their
their finishing,
finishing was
man.
so poor, though. I know Luis
Yeah.
Openda and Benjamin Sesko are supposed to be 2 of the next up and coming, strikers. But with the amount of chances they missed, does this make you question their capabilities as a star number 9?
So I know Sesko's pretty young. Openda is a little bit older, potentially. I mean, I will say I watched Openda score a filthy header for Leipzig over the weekend in the Bundesliga, but as far as him making that next step from Leipzig to a top team in Europe, I probably don't see it, but he could. He
Okay.
could if if you see some of this finishing become more consistent.
Okay.
Putting up numbers in the Bundesliga. I will say that. He is putting them up.
He is, definitely. But one thing is for certain, this match was very physical. Flying around everywhere, tackles left and right, pushing, shoving. Good on the ref for letting them play through it. Vinny Jr., though.
Should he have had a red card?
Should
A little
he?
push.
I know
And it kind of slipped up, but
we posted it on our Instagram story, so make sure you guys are going out there and checking out our Instagram page, Brews FC, our TikTok, Brews Banter FC, our Facebook page and our Facebook group, as well as letting us know on YouTube. But I mean, the poll was overwhelming. Every single person said yes. So I think so as well. That was very blatant, and watching on TV, I have no idea how he got away without a red card.
yeah, it was, again, throat area, man. Can't do that.
Yeah. And then good to see Arda Güler getting back, starting to be healthy. No, he scored a goal against Celta Vigo. Was that 2 weeks ago? Yeah. Something like that.
I only watched one La Liga game this weekend, man. It was Atleti Barca, so Couldn't tell you.
All right. So let's get to Manchester City and Copenhagen, where they had the same exact scoreline in both legs, 3-1.
3-1.
Yeah. I mean, let's bow our heads in prayer for FC Copenhagen, man. Rest in peace to a wonderful Champions League campaign. Gave us a team to cheer for. May they recover from this mauling and bless us again with it next season.
I know, man. They played so well in the group stages with Bayern, Galatasaray, Man United. It was good to see them in it.
Right? I mean, at least, we got to see their away jerseys one more time.
That's right. Yes, we did.
So, yeah, I mean, Akanji with the first goal. What a strike it was off the corner. Calamitous mistake by Grabara for the second.
Yeah, man. Guy shouldn't have eaten that popcorn before the game. He had some butterfingers.
Sorry. Got me with that one. Oh, man. I mean, other than that, did we think this was going to end any differently?
Oh, no. Yeah. The only thing that ended different was Matthias Nunez's finger. For those of you not on YouTube, yeah, you should have seen that gesture. It was funny just now.
Yeah, I will. If you are going to look it up, I will. It's a graphic
His
shot.
finger is sideways.
It's gross.
The wrong way.
It's gross. And speaking of sideways in the wrong way, do these results make Man United look even worse this season in the Champions League?
United were bad. Yeah, they were bad.
I'm City demolishing them over 2 legs. United losing and drawing against them in Copenhagen. So,
but we know Man City is levels
above
Manchester
levels.
United.
There are levels to this game. Speaking of levels, we had the top team in England, Arsenal, playing FC Porto. Man, was this an intense match. Holy cow. Arsenal winning 1-0 from a Leandro Trossard goal to level it on aggregate. And then we went to extra time and penalties. What a gutsy comeback from the Gunners against a well-drilled and stubborn Porto side. And Arsenal finally showing their maturity in this match. But I have to give it up to Porto, man. They were sneaky good.
I know you say a gutsy performance by Arsenal, but I think it was more of a stout performance from Porto.
Yeah, I mean, both legs, I would say. It's looking for their one chance. They got it in the first match. Probably should have had it and more goals than that in both legs, I would say. I mean, I don't know how. What's his name? The guy who scored the first one. Galeno?
Oh, Galeno, yeah.
How he missed that one off the post and then hit it over in the first leg. Yeah. It's amazing.
It was funny. You saw the commentary. You've seen all the videos on socials now where Henry and Micah Richards, Jamie Carragher are all there watching the game, and Henry starts leaving before he even takes the PK, man. He's like, he's going to miss. He's going to miss.
He had the look of a man who was going to get his penalty saved. So, David Raya, man, does he, with this performance, just this one, does he justify replacing Aaron Ramsdale?
Well, it hasn't only been this performance. I mean, you saw what happened when Ramsdale played against Brentford. So, yes, I think it's probably warranted.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen a goalie dive that far in a penalty kick shootout. I mean, he almost crashed into the post. He was so far. But first penalty shootout since 2016 in the final, Atleti against Real. And we happen to have 2 in the knockout rounds.
We did.
Arsenal winning in the round of 16 for the first time since 2010. And it doesn't get any easier from here.
No, it doesn't.
No. But speaking of not getting any easier, what did you think of Porto's coach, Sergio Conceição, accusing Mikel Arteta of insulting his family after the match?
I thought it was BS, man. I thought it was complete bullshit. And here's why. This is not the first time he's done this. Like, he routinely does this. He did it against Pep. He made the comment, it must be a Spanish manager thing. I mean, there's also these other incidents that occurred in the Champions League. I mean, he said Thomas Tuchel did the same thing. When his team loses, basically. He says these things.
He's a sore loser.
Yeah, get out of here.
Yeah. And then something funny to come out of the match. I mean, I know you saw it when Leandro Trossard got substituted off, walking past the referee. But do you see all the jokes about them looking exactly the same and
They
being
did like
brothers?
they're brothers, man. It's like, what's Trossard's brother doing here, refing this game?
Right?
And he was doing calls against him. Come on now.
Right? I believe that's a bit of a conflict of interest, but I haven't seen anything to prove otherwise. All right, let's move on to Barcelona and Napoli, where Barcelona absolutely thrashed the Neapolitans, even without some of their biggest stars and a makeshift midfield to advance.
It was
Yeah, I
very much
mean,
a.
they were missing Pedri, De Jong, Gavi. I think Gudovan was out for this one too.
Well, I mean, there was like a 17-year-old Kubarsi
Yeah.
playing defense, manhandling Victor Osimhen. You had Fermin Lopez, Lamine Yamal, all teenagers starting in that team. Andreas Christensen starting as your midfielder. So yeah, very makeshift.
Yeah.
But they looked the better team for
They
sure.
did. All matched. I mean, Napoli had one fantastic opportunity to level things up at 2-2 when Lindstrom's header missed in the 80th minute.
Yeah, they did it. That was a big chance.
But all the goals in this match were fantastic, and Barca's third was vintage.
Woo.
Vintage Barca.
Silky smooth passing, man. Just end it all off with a easy tap in.
Yep. Yeah, and then how do Barcelona advance through the quarterfinals? I know we're going to get into, like I said before, we're going to get into the quarterfinals and semifinals here in a little bit, but what do they need to improve on to go into the next round with confidence?
Lewandowski scoring goals for one. The guy's only got 2 goals this competition. So I mean that's a huge one. He's their goal guy, man. He's not scoring very much in the Champions League. They cannot rely on these youngsters. The Fermin Lopez's, the Lamine Yamals, the Pau Kubarsis. You just can't rely on youngsters when experience is needed in these types of situations.
Yeah, because I mean, Napoli has not been playing the best this season, and they've been very wasteful in front of goal. So I think better teams in the competition will challenge them a lot more and punish them.
And we'll punish them, exactly.
Yeah, definitely. All right, on to our final quarter, our round of 16 match. We had Inter and Atletico Madrid. Man, was this one entertaining, did not disappoint as Atleti win 2-1, tying it, and then it went all the way to penalties. What a game! But I mean, have you ever seen a worse showing for penalty kicks than what Inter did?
That was pretty bad. What's funny is watching this game, I was, because before this game was over, Inter had some chances to put it away.
Oh, yeah.
Thuram missed a good one. I mean, even Atleti had a couple chances. I think Depay hit the post. And as soon as it was going to PKs, like we got through extra time, I was like, oh, Atletico's going to win this. I knew it. As soon as it went to PKs, man, I would have bet money. With Jan Oblak as their goalie, he's going to save something.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I think it was Diego Simeone is now the first coach to ever win 3 penalty kick shootouts in the Champions League. So, I mean, that's all down to the tactics that he plays because I think he's also been in more penalty kick shootouts than anybody else. But yeah, I mean, Memphis Depay scoring the ultimate winning goal for Atleti. I mean, this guy's been everywhere.
He really has. He's been all over Europe, man.
I know. I mean,
like, where's he been? PSV, Manchester United, Lyon, Barca.
Yeah, and now Atleti. I mean, where's he going to go next?
Bundesliga.
All right.
He's got to finish the circuit. He's got to finish the circuit.
Hedge those bets.
RB Leipzig, watch. Something like that.
Yeah. All right. Who do you think was a better team in this tie, though? I mean, it did get down to penalty kicks. Inter winning the first leg, Atleti the second. Did Atleti deserve to go through, or should it have been Inter?
I think I would have preferred Inter, if I'm being honest with you. I thought they
Yeah,
probably were just about the better team. So yeah,
yeah. I have to agree. I think Inter were the better team over the two legs. I think I feel hard done, but I mean that's the way Atleti plays. If you don't put away your chances, then they're going to make you pay for it and make you work real hard for it. And then I lied. We still have one more match from the
yeah, you
quarter
did.
round of 16. Yeah, Borussia Dortmund and
Dortmund,
PSV.
PSV.
I'll be honest with you, I almost forgot that it was a game because I almost missed it. But Dortmund win 2-0, 3-1 on aggregate, and Jadon Sancho scoring again for Dortmund, proving Eric Ten Hagard wrong once
Proving
again.
him wrong, man. He also scored
Proving him wrong.
a goal weekend, so he's scoring.
Three
He's
matches
getting
straight.
something.
Look at him. Yeah, Marco Reus with a late goal after a very unfortunate slip by the defender. Were you more shocked that he was on the bench than that he didn't start in this
Marco
match?
Royce. I
Yeah.
mean, he's getting up there in age. He's been not starting a lot for Dortmund, but I will say he's definitely I think one of those players just everyone loves.
Oh yeah.
Like
Oh yeah. I mean, what is there not to like about the guy?
he is. He's just one of those like players everyone loves. Poor guy
Yeah.
has had his misfortunes before major tournaments for Germany. He always seems to get hurt around the World Cup.
Not
But
just that, but I mean, he's had every world class player he's played with leave him.
he's been very loyal to Dortmund. Yes,
So
very loyal.
yeah, one of the OGs. There's very few left. Did you think in this match the better team went through though?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. PSV had chances in this one, but
they did. Kobel bailed him out a couple times, but Dortmund was a
they
better team.
yeah, they didn't deserve to go through.